and it just popped up on my feed. Like I was on pulling up the internet for a different reason, and it's just popped up. Mm-hmm. And I think you could speak on this Jerry Day specifically, but just want you guys' thoughts about this.
Oh shit! My goodness, I did not see that. That's wild.
Oh no, hold on. Let me do this.
Damn, thanks, Brandon Johnson.
Right?
Teachers out at Chicago Public Schools. The layoffs come on the heels of a doomsday budget with a $700 million gap to be filled. But CPS says today's cuts are not related to this year's deficit. CBS News Chicago investigator Dorothy Tucker here now taking a close look at these cuts, Dorothy.
Well, Joe, as you said, hundreds of teachers, special education assistants, and even parents who help out in the classroom are impacted by these latest cuts. Let me break it down. The layoffs include 432 teachers, members of the Chicago Teachers Union. 123 of them teach special education students. CPS said the number of teachers cut this year is about 50 less than last year. But special education classroom assistants appear to be impacted more this year. In that job position, there were 677 layoffs announced today. They are represented by SEIU Local 73. That union saw only 404 cuts last year. In an interview yesterday, the interim CEO for the Board of Education did indicate the cuts were coming.
We have everything on the table, and what's driving the decision that we will ultimately come to, students first.
CPS insists the cuts are not connected to the deficit. School leaders say it's all part of the annual budget that shifts staff according to school needs.
Still, it's a big number.
It is indeed.
And they still have the work of the budget to do as well, right?
They got a lot of work to do, and as always, parents are concerned as well. They should be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's good, Desiree? How you feel? Glad you can make it again. What's up? What's up?
What's happening? How you doing? Salute.
So,
Hello, Desiree.
you know, my obvious question is, what are you guys' thoughts about it? But secondly, this is kind of a two-part question. Have you, Desiree said, cut everything in schools, but CEOs don't pay. Have y'all seen a decline in the Chicago education system, generally speaking, like from the actual decline in terms of grades to the closing of schools to people not knowing how to count?
Then we talk about the grading system at one point. They said they had to lower that.
Was that Chicago specific?
The CPS.
Yeah. What did they? Well, I think they was in the process of doing that, right? I don't think that was. I think that was put on the table to do so. But you know, all my kids go to CPS. You know, I guess it just depends on the area that you live in, and you know, I'm kind of curious on, you know, where or what schools did they remove these teachers from? You know?
Yeah, and I was trying to do that research because I wanted to have that context.
Yeah,
but I couldn't.
You think they probably moved a little bit from every school, or did you think they moved this all from like 2 or 3 schools?
Well, like when they were doing majority of the school closings, you remember some while ago? I think this could have been
out west.
Yeah, it was out west. It was on the south side, right? Mm-hmm. So you know, majority of the black. I'm just gonna put it. It was in the majority of the black neighborhoods, right? You still got a lot of schools that just standing there. It's not being utilized. Nobody's tearing it down to even make, you know, homes or anything, which is interesting because it's like you could have put the Vinnies in there, but no, you could have.
But you know, people buying up those schools, turning them into like condos and apartment buildings, right?
I haven't seen them yet. I haven't. That's what I'm saying.
I've heard stories
that
about
too.
that.
Yeah,
right. Y'all heard it, but have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. So I'm riding past these schools. They ain't. They just.
He's in the city too, so.
Right. So they just.
What did he say?
They vacant schools, right? So
I'm sorry. Keep your thoughts. So you're not even seeing like construction equipment out there or anything like?
No,
okay.
No. These are just, you know, basically abandoned schools. You know, and so again, I think it just depends on the area, and I want to know where, you know, even with the library situation, what I noticed is a lot of the Chicago public schools, because see, Chicago as a whole, all the schools obviously are under one district. Chicago versus like, you know how you have different suburbs. All the suburbs have different districts. So, you know, it's just a bit different. So even with the library, I feel like they open real late. I don't know if you guys ever been to a Chicago public library, but like they open kind of late. These shits open in like 12.
Oh, library's supposed to be open at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
You know, I mean, because it's not just the students in the neighborhood that use it, right? It's for also other people that utilize this.
Because they need the computer system and the internet.
But if you go to like, you know, an Oak Park library, open all day. Broadview library, open all Elmhurst. You know what I'm saying? These guys got real big, extravagant libraries. And I mean, obviously Chicago has smaller ones throughout the city.
What about that one that they just built on Main? You know, I ain't been over there long because we drive trucks now, so we don't be over there. And it's down Main. It's over there in Lombard, like down the street from, what's that? Is that South? Lombard South or Lombard?
East.
I don't know which one it is, but it's right down the street from
Lombard,
there. Yeah, it's right down the street from there over there. Like down, you know, off of like Main and like, what is that? Main and St. Charles? Yeah, just before you go into the Viaduct to go, where you coming back south.
Right.
It's like right there, I'm trying to think about the ice cream shop. That pharmacy right there. It's maybe like 1 or 2 more blocks down from that pharmacy. It's a big ass library they built, 2 stories, maybe 3 stories. Motherfucker look like the Barack Obama library. Yeah, that's how big it is. It's really big. And every time I go through there, it's always open with lights on and a whole bunch of people in there.
So according to, oh shoot, my bad. So it says here, according to AI, you know, we just said several Chicago public schools are facing budget cuts with specific schools programs being impacted. Schools are predominantly Black and low-income communities are disproportionately affected. Some schools are losing teachers, support staff, and funding programs like after-school activities and special education. Specific schools and programs impacted: Foreman High School, Portage Park, Pulaski International School.
The fuck is that?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I know Foreman. But Foreman is a lot of West Side kids, and you do get Hispanics to go there. But Foreman is a lot of like Northwest Side kids, North Avenue, Division, Chicago Avenue. Yeah. A lot of those guys go to Foreman, at least on the, you know what I'm saying, the western side of the West Side, actually.
To me though, with this, it's like I said with you when we were talking about the what was that school thing we was talking about when they was closing the what is it? Where kids go that ain't got no, what's the school called? The trade school.
Like Lincoln Challenge and
no, what's that?
Job Corps.
Job Corps. Yeah. Right. When I was telling you about, bro, that should be the last thing you cut, in my opinion. Everything else should go before that. That stays. That's on the back burner. If we have to cut, we cut maybe 5 to 10% of that. But we do not go cutting 15, 20, 30% of that because people need that. That is a thing with the public school system thing. Y'all still getting all y'all bonuses. Y'all still getting all this other stuff going on. Everything else still going, but you're going to cut this. And you can say it's business as usual and cuts are made, but bro, at what point do your morality or your integrity kicks in like, bro, people need this? We can find another way.
You know, what I find the issue is specifically about the high schools, right? And I think I brought it up on the podcast before, is back in the day when you lived in the neighborhood, you went to the neighborhood high school, right?
True.
So in Chicago, you don't necessarily have to go to the neighborhood high school. You can pick any school, obviously, if they want you there or whatever. But so you can you get a choice of 5 high schools that you can go to.
Oh, you get a choice of 5?
Yeah. So obviously now the high school obviously has to accept you, and you know by default you end up at the neighborhood high school if you don't get accepted. But you get a lot of people, you know what I mean, the gifted kid, quote unquote, the gifted kids in the neighborhood. Yeah. They're not gonna go to the neighborhood high school,
which will then boost the scores.
Right. Money. It would boost the scores, boost the money that's in the neighborhood. Right. No, they go to the nicer high schools, right? Because they're gifted, thus giving them all the funds. You see what I'm saying? And taking away, and I get it, like on one hand, like you want your child to be challenged, right? And it shouldn't fall upon your child to like boost up your fucking neighborhood or nothing, right? But it's also like I can also see how, you know, a lot of funds are actually kind of inadvertently taken up out the neighborhood and put into other schools, you know, that's outside of the neighborhood.
Yeah, in one hand, you know, we say it all the time that it all comes back down to the money. Mm-hmm. And Maul is absolutely right. It's like, if like funding will be cut but people are in, and it doesn't even matter the industry that's being cut. Funding will be cut, but people higher up still getting whatever money that they make. Now, there can be some contractual things. It's just super surface level opinion. But for me, it's like I have a couple thoughts on it because I already knew that there was, I want to say staffing issues with CPS just off, listening to the news and all that stuff. But to cut even more in education, I don't. How is that going to help the situation?
That's more kids on the street. That's more teachers overworked. That's now you're gonna go from there's already like 30 kids in a room to a teacher. Now you're gonna go to 60. You're gonna go to 45. You're gonna go to 50.
And my thing is, if you cut like what is about 1,400 jobs,
Yeah.
how did you become 1,400 jobs overstaffed?
True.
How did at one? You know what I'm saying? If it's steady declining as far as kids going to public schools, how did you become 1,400 jobs overstaffed?
Yeah, and it's like, in one hand, what is going on with the spending to where the money is missing or certain things are getting paid, right?
Hey, boy, look,
So that's the pension.
That's part one.
Pension is real, a big issue, obviously, that they having throughout this, not only Chicago, just the state of Illinois, where you using certain funds to make sure you fund the pensions.
Which I would love to know more specific information about it because I literally don't know. I don't know what the first question to ask or whatever. But on the other hand, it's also like, yo, what's good, David?
Yo, what's up, David?
On the other hand, it's also like,
Yeah.
the funding goes to the best performers.
But
Right.
look here. We say it all the time. We in group chats. Jay every day say it. Stokey say it all the time. And I just started saying it. Motherfuckers stealing. Point blank, period. It ain't no way you can put around it. Bro, we pay too much taxes and everything. We pay tax on every fucking thing we do. We just paid a tax coming here on the motherfucking 290 tollway.
Yeah. They trying to put some more tax.
I'm finna go put some gas in my car. That's another tax. I'm going to go get some ice cream and some motherfucking some Italian night. Get what? It's tax. Jay every day bought them shades. What was on there, Jay every day?
Tax.
I just got this hat. It was $30, but no, they charged me like $35. Tax. So somebody's stealing. It ain't no way to put it. And until we get the right people in the offices and in everything we need to do, when motherfucker don't do what we supposed to do, like Jay every day said again, another Jay every day thing, we always say this, motherfuckers got one turn. You don't do what we need you to do, ain't no excuses, ain't no exceptions. Period. You got to go. That's what we need to do as people. We need, like, people say voting don't work. Yeah, for that president shit and all that, yeah, it probably don't. But for these local elections, that shit works. Every time a motherfucker don't clean up your neighborhood that you stay in and do this, you got to go. I don't care what you said. You should have never made them bogus-ass promises that you made that you know you wasn't going to do. You should have been straight up. Right. And even if you straight up, you don't
our police force should not be assisting.
What to be whatever. You have to go. You got to go. Ain't no questions. Ain't no man. But give him one more. No, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yes. It's no ifs, ands, about. You got to fucking go.
You're right.
I don't care what color you are. You can be as black as me. You can be as white as spaces. Your ass gotta go.
And just kind of add to what you said. And Spaces has said, yeah, the funding does go to the best schools, right? My daughter, she goes to one of the better schools in Chicago. I put it like that. And I mean, we opted to do. What's
best for your baby?
No, we opted to do like everybody else. You get 5 schools to choose from. I'm gonna select all the top motherfucking schools. Hopefully, somebody accept them.
You put your baby in the best. You putting your baby in the best position you could. I think all of us would do that. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
But that's what I'm saying. It also, in turn, it takes away from basically the local talent, or you know what I'm saying, that you have within your neighborhood that could go to your neighborhood school and the funding for your neighborhood school. Now, since the rules is the way the rules are, I'm gonna go ahead and send my daughter to where she's going, right? But what I'm saying is, close the loophole so it can actually, to me, be more fair.
Yep.
Right, but of course, life ain't fair, so I'm not, Yeah.
Life ain't fair. Life is just who found the most loopholes. Goddamn.
Yeah. Hey, what's the rap? Damn, he's a wrestler. He say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough. Take it for how you. Take it how you want to, but that's what he said.
That's what Bill Belichick said.
Yeah. Hey, and guess what? He's going
trying to get an edge. You're trying to get an edge on anything you're doing, and we gotta quit. Like, I understand you gotta complain about some things, but sometimes you do a little bit. We can complain, but just do like 10 to 15% more of complaining and get in the game. Stop playing the same game that they doing. When you find out information, give it to your homies. Give it to them. You can't tell them, well, if I found out, ask boy Jay every day, no, I'll call Jay every day and I ain't gonna call him at 3 o'clock in the morning, nigga, because this ain't booty call hours, unless it's some emergency. I'm not doing that. But when he wake up, hey, bro, I heard this, that, and the third. Ask him, how many gyms we done pass to each other because of what we doing. Hey, I got this little dig. I'm gonna try it out. If it's good, hey, I'm gonna give you the green light to go.
Yeah, we was chopping it up yesterday.
You cooking. So, 2 more things real quick about this, because I was thinking about making this a separate conversation, but Maul mentioned it. So first thing is, one of my favorite songs of all time is J. Cole, Brackets by J. Cole. Desiree said, local elections are so important. Most people, unfortunately, can't name their elected officials. So sad.
And that's true. That's 100% true, because I'm one of them people now where I live. I try to pay attention to it, but right now I don't really know who's going what on in where I stay at. So you're 100% right, and I'm one of those people.
I'm one of those people as well. I keep telling myself that I'm going to
I'm
learn
not going to lie. I'm not for to sit up here. I'm one of those people, and that's very sad. I need to. I'm 42. I need to know where my tax dollars going.
So, let's see. Is it up? There we go. All right. So, it's lyrics from the J. Cole Brackets song. He said, I pay taxes, so much taxes don't make sense. Where do my dollars go? You see, lately, y'all ain't been convinced. I guess they say my dollars supposed to build roads and schools, but my ninjas barely graduate. They ain't got the tools.
How much money does it take to build a road? How much of the money does it take them to move? Where the dirt go from, Jay, every day?
Left to right.
Huh?
From left to right.
Okay, and I just seen the dirt on the right because I take that tollway every day. Left to right. How many times y'all gonna move this dirt from left to right?
But check out that song. If y'all haven't heard it yet, it's that whole the whole song really. But that particular verse, I wish we could play it without getting demonetized or copywritten.
Yeah, they're already on our ass with all the 100 viewers.
Right. But this is another video, and it's a little lengthy, and we can cut it off at any point.